Hello everyone, this is Khalid from FOREX Liquidity Strategy Ltd, and I'm here would like to introduce and tell you about the Forex performance and the alerts that you're gonna have through your email. And the more important is how you be selective in choosing the right trade at the right time. So because I keep telling people to be selective. What do I mean by that? And there are three scenarios that you can look at when you have the alert. So here we will only discuss following the alerts, not discussing the chart or the actual dashboard. As I said, we will be only looking at the alert itself and what they do mean. So if we go back to the last week and we chose the, if we go back, let's choose the, as you know here, this is the, you can choose any pair to look at, as well as you can choose the time, the date, and the type sell or buy. So if we look at the 15th of last week, you can see here, if we look at the, the 13th, you can see here we had no alerts. That was Monday. We had some banks that were having bank holidays, so there was no much of liquidity coming into the market for the system to generate an alert. However, if we go to the 14th, which was Tuesday, we will see many alerts came through the system. The first alert, as I say, the system will start giving the alert at 6 o'clock GMT plus 2, and the best time to look at the alert is when the UK session opened. This is for more reliable liquidity, more accurate result than just focusing into price action or unmeaningful moves, because you would like to catch the trend rather than just price action. So here let's look at the alert came in Tuesday. This is the 14th of July, and we see here the first alert came in at 8:47 GMT plus 2. What was the alert? Was franc. So they're telling us franc as an index, the action is buy. Here you can see these numbers and column represent in why, based on what. So you don't want to just jumping in, buying and selling. You wanted to know what is the reason behind having the alert, based on what? Based on the liquidity, as we have explained more in many videos. But here I wouldn't discuss the numbers. I would only discuss the index as a buy or sell and the time here and how I can be selective. For more details, watch the other videos to know what these numbers represent and what they're telling us and how strong or weak is the alert. But here we're looking at three scenarios where you have only index buy or sell, or you have only a pair buy or sell, or you will have an index plus a pair. So here on the 14th of July, we had the franc index as a buy, we have the Australian index as a buy, and we have the yen index as a sell at the exact time, exact date, and then we have the pound index. So what we interested in here, we interested in pounds as well as euros. So that's why we mainly focus in the top 10 pairs on our dashboard. You still have the rest currencies. In total, they are 28 pairs as well as 8 indexes. So why we focus in the top 10? Because they have a higher daily range, because we are daily trader. I would like by the end of the day to close all my trades and the next day starting again fresh. So we don't do long-term swings or any other trades. We mainly focus in inter-day trades. So by the end of the day, you can sleep peacefully knowing that you closed all your trades. None of Trump alerts or any other alerts overnight can affect your long-term trade, because here we only focus in daily trades. So let's go back and discuss the alerts we have. So we had franc index buy of course, you don't buy or sell indexes, but indexes in general, they give you franc in general as a buy or sell. So we have the bound index, as I say, at the exact time, at the exact action was a sell. So we interested in bound. So bound was as an index was a sell. And then we have an alert of pairs of bound. So here, as I say, we either trade a single trade, be selective, or trade as a basket. So if you would trade it as a basket, so you would have picked pound New Zealand, pound franc, Australian, and dollar, all of them as action as a sell, and look for the total how many pips that you can make out of all of them. I would like to make this video as short as possible so you all can look at and you all can get benefit from it. So let's look at the bound index. It was a sell. It was at this time, and then we had the pound New Zealand, pound franc, pound Australian, and pound dollar. If I have to be selective, okay, this columns is Y based on what? Based on numbers, based on liquidity, volatility, and trends that we had this alert. So if I had to be selective, I had these 4 pairs, I had to be selective. Then I would look, okay, so in order for you to sell bound, you need another index or another the other currency to be going up strongly. So here I would have chosen franc index because index of franc came as a buy. So I would choose pound franc. Why? Because pound is going down as a liquidity in minus, but plus franc coming in positive. So I would choose pound franc. Okay, what other currency I would choose is Australian index. Australian index came as a buy, and I have pound index came as a sell. So I would choose pound Australian. So this is my 2 choice that I would have chosen. So again, this is based on your risk management, based on your capital, and how many currency you would choose. So if I have small capital, I'll choose selectively in order to grow my account. But if I have a big account, then I can enter all the basket and look as a total of how many pips I can make. Okay, so let's choose the pound as an index, as I say, sell, as Australian, and franc as an index as a buy. So I chose pound franc and pound Australian. So let's go and look at them. These only discussing that, okay, only alerts. So now let's go and look at them on MetaTrader 4. So here we are. In my MetaTrader 4, I chose the pound, I already put the time, column of the time, when the alert came in, and also the price of the alert came in. So I'm looking time and the price, and the alert was a sell. So that was the exact price and the exact time. Okay, so you need to adjust your MetaTrader 4 to the time of so the time of here comes as GMT plus 2. My time in my MetaTrader 4 is GMT. This is 9:45. The only difference is 1 hour. So the alert came at 8:45. Then in my MetaTrader 4 is 9:45 or 9:47. So you need to make sure is your MetaTrader 4 is adjusted or know the difference between GMT plus 2 and your MetaTrader. How you can see that is through our dashboard here. You can see the time and you can see the date in here. The time I recorded the video is GMT plus 2. So let's go back and check our alert and how I was being selective in choosing the right trade at the right time. So looking at the pound franc, as I say, pound index came as a sell, franc index came as a buy, and I also have an alert of pound franc as a sell. So all these confirmation is that is a strong signal. What do I mean by a strong alert? Strong alert means that we have no reversal, zero reversal. That's what I mean by strong alert. And this is how you can be selective in choosing the right alert at the right time. So here we have, so the stop loss in general is 40 to 45 pips, but here we had no reversal at all. So since the alert came in, the pound kept dropping. So you look at 40 pips, or at the end of the day was half the day 60 pips, and then the rest of the day by afternoon 73 pips. So what is the stop loss? What's your target? The target, we say you put a trailing stop, so every 10 pips, every 10 pips, so it will bring your stop loss down from the 40 pips to the entry point. So trailing stop, every 10 pips the market moves, it protects your trade and bring your stop loss down and down and down as the market moves into your direction. Why we do that? Because any unmeaningful moves, as we say, or price action, it can affect your trade. However, it will bring your stop loss down, so you close at the right time with the right target. Also, I would suggest every 20 pips you close half of the trade and keep the trade running with the entry point in zero, with the stop loss at zero, and keep the trade running for more pips, as we can see here. However, because it's the daily trade, by the end of the day you need to close all your trades. So this is pound franc made in general 70 pips. So let's look at the other trade we had. Is we chose as a selective is pound franc, we chose pound Australian. Why we chose pound Australian? Because they had the Australian index. Why we didn't choose the pound yen? Because pound yen was coming down the same way as pound coming down. So let's go to pound Australian. So this is the pound Australian. The time, the price came in 80473. This is my exact price at the exact time. As you can see here, we had some reversal, and the reversal was like 30, 34, 33, depends on your account and the spread. And our stop loss, say in general, 40 to 45 pips. So here then it went in reversal 33 pips before it went into our direction. This is 73. By the end of the day we made 73, 75 pips, and even went further to 100 and 112 pips. By the end of the day, we suggest you close all your trades because we are daily trade and we start the second day. What other alert that we didn't choose is the pound New Zealand. As I say, if you chose as a basket, they all should make pips, but if you chose selectively, you would make the most pips at the most single alert. So if we chose pound New Zealand, we didn't have any New Zealand index, but let's see at the pound New Zealand as a sell. This is the time and this is the price, and this is why we opened the trade, or why the alert came in. So let's look back in the pound New Zealand. So if we go in the pound New Zealand, we choose the 14th. This is the 14th. This is the time the alert came in. This is the price the alert came in. So we had some reversal in here. So that's why I didn't choose. I have to be selective. But if you had to choose it, if you had to go as a basket, this is bear goes against you. Literally was about to hit your, like the stop loss is 40 to 45, but it went as high as 39 pips before it go down 20 pips, 25 pips, and then 37, 38. And then we had another direction as afternoon for American session. But if we looked at this, why you choose selectively, why you choose the right trade, it did go into your direction 25, 35 pips, but you had some reversal. Choosing as a basket, that can help as well. Choosing as a basket, when you choose as a basket, you would look at the total, how many pips. You wouldn't look at single trades. We had alert for the rest of the day. In the afternoon session, we had alert as an indexes. So when you have an index as a buy, index as a sell, then, or index, for example, for yen, we have euro and indexes sell and buy, then you look at the single alert at the single trade. In here, you have the rules and trading checklist for the 28 currency as well as the 8 indexes. So this is a short video in how you be selective for the last week. You can look at the past year of every single trade. You can choose what trades to look at what time, what we have, pound franc or pound. This is the 14th. We only had one trade of pound franc. You can choose all the alerts of the past, because here everything's been recorded by time, by minute, by second, every single trade been recorded. We can go back to as far as the year this system being created, 2012, and we keep improving as we go. We will add the take profit and the stop loss in here because we're using artificial intelligence right now to analyze all the past trades based on the liquidity to add to it the take profit and stop loss. Stop loss in general 40 to 45 pips. The take profit we're using trailing stop to catch as many pips as possible. This is Khalid, and this is the end of the video. If you would like to have free access to look at the system, to check the trades by yourself, to know what trade what, and to understand our system, feel free to contact me or contact anyone in the company. This is the weekend. Today is Saturday. I wish you all the best. I hope you rest well, and we will see you again on Monday. Thank you so much.